first time guest, first time calling, long time listener. Oh man, the stream crashed like at least 5 times.
Oh,
Dude, it was, and it's we just moved. It was very stressful getting the equipment over here. I was so worried about it breaking. And then it's like everything was smooth. I'm like, fuck yes. And I'm getting ready to stream. I did my test stream. I noticed like a drop here and there. I'm like, maybe it's just like the internet working the kinks out. No, the Ethernet cable was damaged during the move, and we didn't know. So like, I'm even trying to do a call with him on StreamYard, and it's dropping frames. And I'm like, dude, I am so sorry. Like, just to let you know, I take my podcast very professionally, like extremely. Like, I hate when this happens. I'm sorry this is happening to you. I really want to just run off a cliff right now.
Dude, no worries at all. No worries at all, man.
So, yeah, we're good. It looks like we're not dropping frames at all. Maybe OBS just needed to do that update. It kind of sucks, too, because I felt like we had a fucking awesome intro to that.
Hey, that just means we're going to nail it.
Yeah, we're going to nail the second time. We're going to nail the second time. So let me give it just 2 more seconds to make sure we're good. Yeah, we haven't dropped a single frame yet. And I tell you, last time I interviewed, I think was last week. So I boot this thing up like once a week. Maybe I should try to do it every day.
Yeah, maybe like every other day minimum.
Yeah, I used to interview every day, almost 1 to 2 times a day. It was a grind.
Brutal. Yeah.
But now I feel like it's like the hyperbolic training, like a hyperbolic time capsule, like Dragon Ball Z. Like I feel like I could just like at light speed be like, all right. Like, I wake up, like, let's go, I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right, so we're good. Let's get this party started. Let me pull up my little notepad right here. And for everyone that is joining us once again, I am terribly sorry about that. OBS definitely wanted a nice little update, so we gave it what it wanted. And we should be good to go. Be sure to check out this campaign with us. Successfully funded today. Fuck yeah. We would love to see you back it and make it even more funded.
Yeah.
If you're not able to, simply share it with friends and family. Word of mouth is 100% free. Costs you nothing to do. So, give that link a share right there. I'm good to go as long as both you Chris's are good to go. It's like the fucking Avengers thing, right? Like Chris Hemsworth, fucking there's like 3 different Chris's like on the vent.
At least we're spelled different.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's begin in 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to yet again another fantastic episode of Keeping It Geekly. It's your Capri Sarah Cody, and we're hanging out with our 2 new guests, both of who are Chris's. We have Chris C, Chris Stahl, and Chris K, Chris Mendoza. We're here to break down CH Comics and their brand new anthology, Aha, a horror anthology, and everything in between. Chris and Chris, welcome back after our brief and short break. How are you 2 doing today?
Doing excellent. Excellent. Yeah, better today than I have since March 25th.
Yeah, you better relive that hype you had originally. Successfully funded today, guys. So let's get some hype in the chat. So, yes.
That's what I do when I get the email. I had just actually told my wife, we were waiting for church to start this morning, and I had just told her, babe, we're like $52 away from goal. And she was like, that's really great. I was like, I know, right?
And she's like, let me be that backer so he stops talking about it.
Like, oh, is that all it takes? Is that, you said 52? Okay. Yeah. And then not even we got out of service, and I was like, look at the email I got.
So we're here to talk about CH Comics and Aha, a horror anthology. We were talking previously that this is your guys' first horror anthology, so congratulations on funding.
Thank you.
Before we dive into that, and let me pull up OBS just to make sure it's not pulling any games. Let's kind of dive into who you guys are and how you got into your respective creative journeys. Let's start with Chris with a K. Chris with a C. We've been together, on Twitter for a couple years, so I need to meet the new guy a little bit. Yeah. So Chris with a K, give us a little introduction to who you are and how you got into creating comics.
Okay. Wow. Look, he's so attentive. He really wants to hear it.
That's right.
So
I have no idea.
I know. My name is Chris, spelled with a K. Sounds the same. So I got into comics as a kid based on Ninja Turtles, X-Men. I was drawing all the time as a kid. Took a lot of time with no comics in my life. Took a lot longer time with no drawing in my life, and came back to drawing and comics at roughly the same time. a little bit longer on the drawing than the comics. Was really just doing a bunch of horror single pieces, and now here I am making rad comics with a rad guy.
Absolutely, and keeping it geekly while at that. I mean, that's a formula for success, I feel. Chris Stahl, Chris with a C. We've known each other for years. It's great to finally like get to meet you and talk to you in person, fellow Ohioan. So fuck yeah to that too. Woo! Hopefully I get to see you at the 5-Star Con. I mean, how did you get into, what came first, the podcast or the comic? You're also the creator of Long Box Punk, so be sure to give that a shout out as well.
Yeah. So first, for 5-Star Comic Con, tickets are available now, June 20th and 21st at the Dayton Convention Center. Bing! I'm going to be on a couple panels. This guy's going to be on a couple panels with me. It's going to be a good time. There's going to be wrestling, and I just locked in a live concert for Saturday's after party. So hyped about that.
Is it punk? Is it punk or?
Dude, it is.
He's like, fuck yeah, it is. What do you mean?
Yes, it is. And like, okay, the dude is in the front man is in my phone as Dracula because that's what he goes by. And he's got a giant black mohawk and dresses like Dracula, and his wives are the other bandmates. It's horror
stand up cello bass.
And it's so I
it better be
know that they have the stand up right, like the coffin shaped necromantics. Get just into the veins. But yeah, I met them at actually a small press expo, my first time tabling as a creator, because I'm still relatively new at the creating side of comics. Unlike lifetime reader, I was going to comic shops with my dad when I was like 7 and picking up X-Men and Wolverine, and transitioned into like Savage Dragon and Valiant, so like Ninjak and Shadow Man, Archer Armstrong. That was where I really like started getting into comics. And then I discovered girls and I forgot about comics for about a decade. And then I was like, this is stupid. If they like me, they should like my interests, and I like comics. And now here I am. And my wife is totally okay with me just covering my office space in here with comic art. So I win. But yeah, it's it's lifelong comic fan. I've definitely gone through different iterations of like all capes all the time, and then all black and whites, and then got into horror comics, and that never went away. But then I've added in like underground comics with an X, and like really heavy into the alt comics and zines scene the last like 2 years. Surprise, because that's also, I just entered my 3rd year of doing Long Box Punk on YouTube.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How many episodes?
I just streamed 139 like 4 hours ago.
It was a good episode too.
Thank you. And then add in I don't count any of the weekly live streams I do on my Substack, which is like a video newsletter that I do there, but I sometimes have guests on there as well. I haven't counted any of those, so I'm probably closer to 150 with guests. But it's insane. It's insane how you just do a thing and you get hyped about it, and you do the dedication and the grind of late nights and late night streams, and you spend money that you're not making on equipment so that you sound good and lighting so you look good.
You're just making me depressed, man. I'm just like thinking, I'm like, dude, I've done all that, and it is a grind.
And you tell people, and you're like, I do this thing, and it's like going really well. I'm like, oh, cool. How much do you make doing it? And you're like,
you're getting paid? Like,
-1. That's how many, asshole. I'm making nothing. I've spent way more than I've made. But it's comics for the love of comics.
Absolutely.
It's because of the show that I met Kay. It's because of the show that I started making comics. And so it's honestly because of the show and building a network that I have figured out how to run a Kickstarter campaign and connect with printers and different vendors. It's all because of doing the show. So like, yes, it's a grind, and no, I don't have a huge bank account as a result of it, but I have the satisfaction that's even better of like, I have made comic, like I've held something that I created in my hand, and there's no better feeling than that. And now I get
with my
to do
baby
it again. Babies, yes, children obviously, because you also had a hand in making that.
Yeah, I raised you a cat, Chris, by the way, with a K.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh, man, I don't have a cat.
So real
My-
quick, we have our good friend Armand joining us over on YouTube, and Tipsy Pickle, of course, joining us on Twitch. Guys, if you're joining us for the first time, be sure to check out this link. This is the Kickstarter we're going to be talking about today. If you're able to back that, we would love to see it. Simply putting that on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere you can. Word of mouth is 100% free. So, Chris with a K. How did you end up meeting Chris with a C? It was on his show?
So it was through his show. Can you hear me with his big button away?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'd been watching Chris's show, and we'd interacted a few times online, as you do with people that are, hosting good shows, and you want to let them know, hey, like, you're doing a thing that's fucking cool, and I really appreciate what you're doing. And then finally I messaged him on Instagram, and I was like, hey, you keep saying you can't draw your way out of a paper bag. I like to draw pictures. You say you want to write comics. You want to do that? And so he said yes. And
Is it that easy?
It was that easy.
Is it
Well,
that fucking easy?
There was a very awkward FaceTime.
I was about to get to that. Yeah, it was very awkward.
It's my favorite part of our like dating game story.
So comics.
Literally, that's how
Yep.
like. So I answered like, holy shit, hell yes, I want to make comics with you. Your freaking handle is Punk Rock Chris. Like, that's me. So yes. And so I was like, well, here's my number. Let's just FaceTime and we'll talk about comics and figure out what we're gonna make. And so we literally get on the FaceTime, and I'm standing here in my office, and we're just like,
Huh.
so comics, huh? And
Yeah.
then like that was us breaking the ice, and it was just like, yeah, aren't they fucking the best? Oh, they're so good. Oh, who are you? And like it just immediately was the Step Brothers moment. Like, did we just become best friends?
Yep.
It was that, and we kicked around ideas, came up with our flagship title, Barricade Brigade. And then we funded that. It's like 360% on Kickstarter last June.
Yep.
Fulfilled all of that and have already scripted, what is it, like 80 something pages for chapter
Wow.
1?
86 pages, and I'm a quarter of the way through pencils.
Yeah.
He's like, don't remind me. Don't remind.
Yeah. Just a little bit more than the 8-page ash can that we did on Zero. But yeah, like the response was insane, and the support of the indie comics community is just the best because it's full of the best people. And so it actually was like a throwaway line of why we even started the anthology, because we had submitted, I was like, dude, I want to tell other stories with you. Like, let's make other comics and get in anthologies and get our name out there and like really start building a portfolio that then we can take and just continue growing. And he was like, hell yes. And so we submitted to a couple other anthologies, and we either got ghosted or we got no's. And I had just gotten an email of like, hey, thanks, but we're not choosing your story. And I was like, I'm an all in or all off person. And I was like all in my emotions. And I started my live stream on Substack.
Fine,
and I was
I'll do it myself.
Exactly, dude. Like, that's exactly how it happened. Cause I was like, dude, we should just fucking do our own. I don't know. And he was like, yeah, no, we absolutely should. Like, I ended the stream, looked at my phone, and I had a message from him, and he was like, listen, we're gonna make our own anthology because hell yes. And also I already have a storyteller. It's the one that I've been kicking around that I've been showing you anyway. Let's just make him our storyteller, and then let's bring in other creators. And I was like, hang on, we gotta FaceTime. And so we FaceTimed. There was no awkwardness. It was straight. So like, okay, I'm going to take notes. We just need to start talking. And we started talking through like, let's focus on new creators because that's what we are.
Yep.
And we needed the chance given to us.
Yeah.
So because no one did, like, fine, we're going to do it ourselves and make our own chance. And as a result, like, we're going to focus on bringing in new creators to then give them a chance. Like, we know stuff about making comics and running Kickstarters and doing the promo grind and all of those things. And so like, let's just bring in creators that might not know how to do that stuff. And if we can give them the experience of doing that or learning it or just being fully transparent, like I don't need to pretend like I'm the smartest person in the room because I'm not. So like we were very open. We had 2 like all split the team in half, and we were like, listen, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. But we're gonna figure it out. And if you have questions, ask them, because that's part of learning. Like, we're learning here too. We're just the ones that are too damn stubborn and bullheaded to not do this.
Yep.
And so they were like, okay, cool, we're in. And everybody, like, immediately everybody was in. We put teams together and like off to the races. And now fast forward, what, 5 months, 6 months? And from like that initial idea in, I think, November, maybe even October, and to now where we have it funded, it's going to happen, and we can fulfill the promise that we made to those creators of like, you're going to hold in your hands a book that you have a story in, because that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And so like, we officially can say like, hey, creators, you're going to get to hold your story. Like, we're making the anthology. It's going to be a thing that you can then hold in your hands. How cool is that?
I love that. I had something of a similar experience. I took one of my good friends I met like during interview, paid for a class with Amy Chu at the Joe Kubert School of learning graphic arts. I forgot the end part. I just know what they call it, the Joe Kubert School. And like, I immediately had like 2 ash cans written up, submitted for an anthology, got accepted, was very stoked. And then 2 years later, have yet to hear what's going on. It's like, do I take this back? Like, am I allowed to just keep this? Is it like just in submission limbo? Dang. So I literally I wrote out like a 5-year plan for my podcast. And in like, I think like year 2 or 3, I have like create your own anthology, because I have an anthology idea too. Yeah. And it's like, dude, I love that motivation, because like, exactly, like, I'm like, I just need to fucking do it myself. Like, I just need to save up a bunch of money, find, maybe a couple artists, and just pay them to do this and just make it myself. Because, that's the thing. If you don't make it, where there's nothing there, right?
Yeah. Who will?
You have nothing to show. Yeah, exactly. So I love that so much. Chris with a K, tell us the process of finding these new creators. What kind of went into that? Did you guys have some sort of like submission guideline, or did you guys already have people in mind?
So what we did was put together, first off, there was a lot of playing around with what a Google form could look like, and who would be able to see what and all that. So we got that put together with the things that we knew we wanted to see. So you could do one form and submit as a cartoonist, a cover artist, an artist, or a writer, whichever. And we just pounded the social media pavement of, hey, submissions are open, horror anthology, focused on newer creators. And the response was 68 submissions?
68 submissions.
And the vast majority of what we turned away had too much experience. It wasn't that anyone was bad. It was that there were so many that had too much for what we were looking for.
Like titles under their belt, or just okay.
Yes, they had like a list of anthologies they'd been in, single issues, series that they'd been in. What like
read the guideline a little bit, please. Like
yeah. And that's a lot of those lessons learned type deals. We've got a few of those that we've had come up.
A few.
Hey.
Okay, Chrissy, let's hear it.
I feel like every week there's something else that we're like, we should have done that differently. We know that for next time now. Good for future us. Because this is the first, but it's not the last. And like, we knew we had to start with horror because we're both like old school, like, Vault of Horrors and the Tales from the Crypt and all of the like really good, just like fucking good horror comics from like the 60s and 70s and even in the 80s. And so we knew like, oh, we're doing horror, like period. Let them figure out what genre or what style or what vein they want to follow. And like, cool, but it's not the only genre we want to do. because, you know, there might be some parts of us that are more than just horror. It's not me, it's all Kate. I just
Yeah.
am all horror all the time, but he has other stories he wants to tell. So like, okay, let's do different genres in future anthologies, still focused on new creators. Like
Yeah.
that's going to be the forever through line of just continuing to do new creators coming in, and we're just going to keep teaching.
Yeah.
So you guys didn't do a story together. That is interesting. What prompted you to take on a new creator? Well, let's start with Chris K.
Well, so Vaughn, we both know Vaughn, who I did a story with, and he just kind of pitched to both of us, "Hey, this is what I'd like to put in there," and it was like, "Okay." And then what's funny is we actually do have a story. We have the longest story in this book together.
It's true.
Because we are doing all of the storyteller portions is like 20 pages. So it's basically a full floppy of
I
just
gotcha.
storyteller to weave it all into a cohesive piece.
Yeah.
So is it like a Tales of the Crypt style type of narration, like where he's kind of like in a chair and he's like,
yeah, he
Type
just does,
type
he
of
does-
thing.
type of thing. Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
stay in a chair. He's very much tired of being tied up, some might say.
that dude was so fucking gruesome too. You remember him,
man.
like missing teeth, like he had the
Yeah.
fucking scroungy hair. Like, dude, I remember being a kid watching it with my mom, wondering like, why the hell am I watching this as a kid? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, Crypt Keeper was definitely like, if you know him, and I can still hear them.
yes, dude. I remember what we had Knight Rider, the movie. God, that was such a good. Like thinking back, how good that movie was. As a kid, though, I don't. You know, we all know the one reason why we like Knight Rider or whatever, Demon Rider.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I loved how early we all got introduced to horror, and I always wonder, you know, during podcasts and interviews like this, like, should I be exposing my children to horror? Like, is this why we're the way we are right now? Like, we're doing okay? Like, do I need to douse them with a little bit of horror to make sure they do good in life?
I think so, because if you can glean how people survive through horror movies, you can glean how to survive through all of life's
Doing your taxes, right? Like,
curveballs and taxes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Jeez.
so is this a look at the narrator?
No. So that's actually the hag from my story.
Yes.
Ooh, so Chris with the C, tell us a little bit about it.
So my illustrator, Alex M. Clark, I met him in Columbus last year at Space and immediately had the like, holy shit, we're now just best friends. I have that with a lot of people. But I was like, you're freaking cool. Like, let's stay in touch and all the things. And so I actually ended up tabling right next to him just a couple weekends ago when I was doing Space. And I was like, hey, I know you've only got the one comic and you've been in one anthology. That's new. Do you want to like be my artist and do this thing? And he was like,
Please.
Yeah, like we literally had just been talking maybe 2 days before of like, hey, we're gonna make comics together, right? And he was like, duh, yeah, why aren't we already? I was like, well, you're the one writing a novel and doing issue 3 of your comic. And
I need to get this dude's connections. Oh my god, man, he just has artists like, hey, what's up, dude? I would love it. I think it's because you have this optimism and the happiness to you, where other people are just filled with like dread and just way down by the world. They're like, dude, how is this guy doing it?
Yeah. Oh, he is happy and he's making. I want some joy, and I'm just like, I got so much of it. Take it. Let's go. Let's make some comics, baby. But yeah, so I reached out to him and was like, hey, so we're doing this anthology. And he was like, I actually was going to submit to that. I was like, well, submit, because secret time, you're going to be my artist. And he was like, hell yes. So we had a FaceTime and I was like, hey, I want to write a story that you like. What do you like? And he was like, I like monsters, mayhem, and murder. And I was like, done.
Fuck
So
yeah.
that's
Throw some explosions and we're good.
basically like I took that and I've been on this really big kick of just learning as much about like old folklore
Mhm.
and stuff. And we were driving, my wife and I were driving down to Florida and we were driving through the Appalachian Mountains. And I was like, babe, you got to take over. I finally have the story that I need to write for Alex. And she was like, okay. And so she starts writing, and literally in like a half an hour, I had blocked out every page. I had an idea. I had some rough sketches for like page layout. And I took a picture because there was no cell coverage in wherever the mountains we were in. I took a picture of my sketchbook. And then that night I sent it all to Alex and I was like, hey, here's our story. Is this cool? And he was like, oh my God, that's great. And so it's intentionally vague as all hell, because we both like stories that have a way of grabbing readers and like, oh shit, oh, that's what you're okay. And so we tried to do that as much as possible, and seeing what he's turning in for his pages, I'm just like, God, this is so good. Like,
Yeah, I love this
so
character
good.
design. And I also love how many different creators and artists there are, because it's like a different style for each story. There's 8 stories.
8 stories. Yep.
So tell us a little bit about this one. This looks pretty fucking gruesome.
Oh,
It
dude.
is.
It's
It is.
yeah, that's the final story in the book, because it just is like, holy shit. That's Minaj and that's Lucas, and the two of them like had that are we best friends, because they just like hit the ground running, and it's like they've been making comics for years together.
Yeah.
And it was just like the unexpected surprise for me, and I think for K2 is, so we set up a Discord so that everybody could have their own channels, and then we could also give updates to everybody all at once. And seeing stories come to life of like seeing their messages back and forth, it was a peek behind the curtain. And I'm a process junkie, and so I love seeing these new teams that we put together of like figuring out what the story is going to be and how they're going to do it, and the pacing and roughs to pencils to inks to fully colored. Like it's been so badass to see.
Yeah.
And like the bearer is just a fucked up story, and I'm slightly concerned for Minaj, because like my dude, and the fact that Lucas just like cackles every time that we talk to him about like, dude, you've got some wicked looking stuff. He's like, I know, right? And it's like,
Yeah, dude, I love the red thread. This is awesome. And then we have, this looks cool too. What's this about? How about we start with Chris with a K?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is one thing that we tasked all the storytellers. Well, we have one cartoonist, and then the rest are teams. Every story has a sticker image that goes with it that is on the sticker sheet. This is
that's
for
so cool.
Ryan Benson and Mason O'Halloran's story, Sir William and the Scourge, and it's a fantasy horror story, and it kind of is they did a really good job of encapsulating a lot of really key elements to the story. There's a really badass sword, there is some spider shit happening, and it's a really
I'm sold.
Oh yeah.
I'm sold. I love the pink and the blue, and then the goo.
Yeah.
I always love when an insect has a good goo.
yeah.
Don't take that out. Whoever's watching, don't take that out of context. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
They're gonna clip that and post it to
right.
TikTok. I really love some goo.
Yeah, I love the sticker idea. The sticker idea is really cool. Let's go ahead. We'll go over the rewards, and then Chris with a C, you mentioned something about stretch goals. Are you familiar with StreamYard? Or do you want to pull up a page, or do you just want to talk about them?
I can talk about them because I don't have the graphic.
Oh, you're fine. Yep. No worries. So why don't you, while we go through these rewards, I'll click through each one. You tell us a little bit about the stretch goals we can expect.
Yeah. So as he's showing off all of the fantastic rewards and all the graphics that I made, those are the late nights that we talk about as being indie comic creators. I won't tell you that I was up until 2 a.m. multiple nights in a row leading up to the Kickstarter launch making all of those. But if I were, it was worth it because we funded, baby. That happened at $3,500.
Congratulations again. Yeah.
So that means the books are being made. And with that $3,500 goal, I'm a Excel junkie, and he is a wicked smart engineer, and so we have a spreadsheet and we had everything down to like the penny of what it would cost, and we set aside money. We told all of our creators, and if any of them are watching this, hey, surprise, we told them all, hey, we can't pay you, but we can give you 5 comp copies so that when you table an event, or if you wanted to start tabling an event, you have something on your table to sell. And but we secret time planned to pay them all along, and we built that into the goal. Now with the stretch goals, we didn't want to just do a bunch of stuff like, hey, here's a pair of socks and everybody gets this hat. And like, we didn't want to do that because it's about the story, it's about the book, and it's about the creators.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
instead of doing a bunch of stuff, at $3,700, we're giving a raise to all of our creators. At $3,900, we're giving them another raise to all the creators. At $4,000, you get a free sticker, and it's of our storyteller Roger,
Yeah.
who's like a dark, twisted, fucked up marionette Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
And it's like it's going to be a fun sticker, and I hope we get there. At $4,200, guess what? Another raise for all of the creators. Like almost every stretch goal we have is really so that we can hit a new mile marker in how much we're paying them.
Yeah.
And then at $4,400, we plan to do a print of our storyteller, and we've got a wicked design kind of in mind for what that's going to look like, but we haven't fully done it because we don't know if we're going to hit that 4,400. It'd be great. It's only $900. That's like 5 retailer tiers.
Yeah.
I think if my
Come on, retailers.
yeah, let's go stores, carry some new comics and be a hero for new indie creators. And then honestly, like basically everything that we do is other than the sticker and that print, every additional dollar we raise is going straight back to the creators, and we're splitting it and making sure that we can pay them as much as possible. Kay and I aren't taking any of the money. Because we're not doing this to make bank. Because if we were, we wouldn't be making comics.
That's right.
Right.
So instead of taking a bunch of money for us, like we're doing everything possible to do as much as possible for the creators, because they're the ones that are shining. They're the ones that are telling the stories. They're the one that took a chance on us as a new publisher to like, hey, yeah, I'll give you a great story for your first ever anthology. Like that's a big step for new creators that could be potentially taken advantage of. And being aware of that, we're doing everything we can to not take advantage of them at all. So
I love that. I love that so much. And I think giving back to the creators on the team is such an awesome surprise. The fact that they all just wanted to do it for free is awesome, you know, and giving them the comp, you know, having stuff on the table. That's one of the most important parts of tabling a con, is having product, you know, that shows what you do, what you work on. So I think it's cool. You're going to surprise them all. Now, Chris with a K, tell us a little bit about this Cujo tier. Is this after the movie?
So yes, and we were talking about, you know, what would be something funny we could do, and we were like, well, what if we included pictures of our dogs and stuff, called it the Cujo tier? And we just kind of ran with it. So everyone that's got animals is going to contribute pictures of those animals, because there's at least one of those has been purchased. Yep. So someone's getting a bunch of pictures of some random animals just because we thought it was funny. Is again borderline ridiculous. That's
in our tagline.
Well, dude, there's what, like whole entire like Twitter and Facebook pages dedicated to like just sharing pictures of animals. I mean, no, I think that's smart. I think that's cool. I love a cat. My golden rule is like whenever I see a cat outside, if I see a cat, that cat's gonna get pet. You know, that cat comes up to me, it's gonna get pet. Like, you know, if I'm on like someone's walking by their house petting their cat, like, hey, sorry, he came up to me. Like,
hi, I'm your pet's best friend. So I don't know what to tell you.
Deal with it. So everyone watching, right, there is a link to check out this campaign. Be sure to back today. But if you can't, put that on Facebook, put that on Twitter. Word of mouth is 100% free. And what the hell are you waiting for, right? Like, what the hell are you waiting for? Spread the love. Now,
if you're waiting for a sign, this show can be it. Like this is what you're looking for. If you type in "aha," the last time I did it on Kickstarter, it was the top result, and it's just this logo that I did, and it's super easy. It's literally a horror anthology. See, we're clever and we use acronyms, and so aha is how you find us. Super, and it just sticks. It sticks.
Yeah, don't do a ha. Just one ha. Now, Chris with a C, Chris with a K. I know this is your guys' first time on the show, but we love ending the show with a little bit of advice and what you're up to outside of creating, because all work and no play makes me at least a pretty dull boy. So with that being said, Chris with a K. Yes. We'll start with you first, and then we'll go to Chris with a C. So So for your guys' respective roles in what you do with comic book creation, what would be the best advice you would give your younger version of yourself before starting to help your journey?
Oh man, don't stop drawing. Don't be scared to show off what you're doing, even to random people, because those people are who you want to see your stuff eventually anyway.
Hmm.
Um, the journey of getting there is yours, but the end product, the end, and I hate calling your art of any kind of product, but the end result is not just yours. It shouldn't be just yours, because otherwise, like, why are you telling the story?
That's good. That's good. I like that. Chris with a C. For anyone looking to, maybe start writing, maybe start podcasting, what would be your biggest piece of advice that you would give yourself to help in that journey?
Just start.
Yep.
Don't wait for the perfect time. I know you want to have the right notebook and the right pen and the right pencil and the right program on your computer or your laptop or your phone or the right light or the right microphone. None of that shit matters. Just start. Like this is the pen that I use. It was a free pen from church. I use this more than any other pen, and it's just a twist ballpoint pen. There's nothing special about it. I use a spiral ring notebook that I got free at my last office job. And that's what I use to put ideas in because it's what I have right here. Whatever you have now is everything that you need to start. So don't tell yourself otherwise. Just start making, start writing. No idea is too dumb because you got to get the ideas out to have new ideas. And you never know how those ideas might connect into one story.
I love that, but I will say the right pen does matter. I don't know. I need like a Sharpie pen or a G2 Pilot. I need something that writes and like it feels like it's gliding like ice skates. It just makes the brain just scratch so much better.
I don't glide on ice skates. I just stutter and it's awful.
Hey, no 540 triple heel spin, catch,
No.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm not an ice skater either. We're out here just winging it though, right? That's the beauty of life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, last but not least, what are you guys up to outside of creating? What video games are you playing? What books are you reading? What shows are you watching? We'll start with Chris with a C first.
So I am currently finally getting around to watching The Sandman on Netflix with the wife, and I'm really enjoying that. Like, it's really good if you haven't watched it. And then I don't video game. I wish I did, but I just don't. I can admit that now that's the thing that I don't have time to do anymore. So that's fine because I'm too busy making comics.
God damn it, that's probably why I'm
like,
not making comics.
and that it's just too fucking much fun. Like, it's too much fun not to do. But outside of comics or making comics, I am working with 5-Star Comic-Con. That has been a lot, especially recently, because now we're like less than 70 days away. And it's a big deal because this is our first year at the Dayton Convention Center. And so we're hoping to really make this a thing that sticks, that a ton of people show up for, and make it worth all of the indie creators that we intentionally chased after to get at the show. We want to make sure that it's worth their time and that they make a lot of money. So it's those two things. Hanging out with my daughter as much as I can, but she is in college and has a boyfriend and has a new apartment and all the things.
Oh,
so
that's so depressing. All my kids are like still kids. I don't even want to think about that yet.
Yeah, man, they grow up and it's terrifying. But no, it's great. So a lot of that's, I'm reading just a bunch of like 70s horror comics. I just picked up more at an antique mall because turns out while your wife is looking at like actual antiques and like $70 bowls, you can be paging through boxes of horror comics and pulling out a stack of horror comics that are just too good
Oh man,
like, dude, this cover here, Phantom Stranger, but it's like all purple and pink.
Oh yeah, that's fire.
Like, iVampire, get out of here. The Infinite cover, love all the skulls.
Oh, that's sick too. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, like, they're just, how can anybody see these? and
Weird
not be
War.
like,
What a fucking awesome title. I'm such a sucker for awesome titles.
Yeah, it's like gold keys, this weird mystery.
Dude, I found a
Turbo
bunch. We
Dragula,
were
like,
getting
come
ready to change
on.
a filter in our basement, and I found a bunch of like old like Marvel and DC titles like in the mold and in the mud of the basement. I'm like,
Ah.
tragic,
That's awful.
tragic. You know, a bunch
Yeah,
of
man.
25 centers, like tragic.
Uh,
Yeah.
Chris with a K, what are you up to, my man?
man, a lot of drawing is happening in my life right now.
Making up for it, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got. Let's see. I am very busy at my day job as well. I got yard work. I'm getting everything ready for spring. I just planted a fig tree that's been in a pot for the last 3 years.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
Isn't it
super excited
liberating
about
to
that.
finally get it done?
Oh yeah.
And you're like, man, this took like half an hour, an hour. I could have done this 3 years ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah. 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 But it's there now. So this year should be our first year with figs. I'm really excited about that.
Let's go. We got figs. We got horror anthologies.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Other than that, reading comics, listening to music, playing with electronics. Like I got a stereo receiver that I need to try and get working right now. Just a bunch of nerdy shit. Like legit.
That's what Keeping It
nerdy
Geekly is
shit,
all about, baby.
right?
Keeping It Geekly 316. I would make that a shirt if it wasn't going to probably get copyrighted right away. But
Yeah.
for everyone that is watching, thank you for joining us tonight. Here is a link to check out this awesome anthology. Be sure to back. If you can't, put it wherever you can. Word of mouth is 100% free. With that being said, it's time to wrap up this Sunday. Chris and Chris, thank you too for swinging by, hanging out with us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man. Thank
absolutely.
you so much.
Absolutely. And guys, be sure to check out Chris with a C's podcast, Long Box Punk. Where can they find that at?
Literally at Longbox Punk YouTube. I do have a Substack, but then I'm on Instagram as much as I want to get off Meta. I just keep finding too many artists on Instagram. So I'm on Instagram too, and Threads and Blue Sky, and I don't TikTok and I don't really Facebook at all. So don't look for me there. But everybody else, branding is key. So it's at Longbox Punk.
Absolutely. And with that being said, guys, I hope you all have a lovely Sunday. Most importantly, though, keep it geekly. All right, I love the salute. We're gonna keep that. I always